Hello and welcome to Cinetropes, where we discuss everything and anything movies and web series. The film we are going to talk about today is Atrangi Re. Made by Anand L. Rai, the film features amazing camera work, fantastic choreography, some great songs, and a story logic that is pretty much like Sara Ali Khan's Bihari accent. You just need to make yourself believe that it's there. I mean, honestly, it is hard to imagine how the filmmakers managed to get such amazing VFX but had no time to understand there are more loopholes in the story than cringe content on YouTube's trending page. Talking about cringe content, be sure to check out the other videos on our channel. I'm sure you would love them. Talking about the movie, it has a great opening, but it only goes haywire from there. By the end, I don't know if you would be entertained, but you'd surely be walking out with a headache and at least 2 point less IQ than before. The film starts off with a rowdy Sara Ali Khan as Rinku smashing bottles like it's her first prom night. Honestly, they should have just named the film Bottle Se Dushmani because they have broken more bottles in a single film than an average encounter at an East Bengal and Mohun Bagan match. Let's just count, shall we? And that is where she meets the hero of our film, aka Dhanush aka Vishu. But Rinku's family is fed up with her antiques and a so-called boyfriend that they have never seen, and hence decide to randomly pick up a guy from the streets and marry her. I mean, such a fascinating solution, isn't it? Who the hell needs Tinder, Shadi.com, Gharwalon se baat karna? You just pick a dude from the streets, stuff him up with laughing guys and make him marry. Haar mein jaye consent, at least haste haste dowry to nahi le payega, right? As I said, logic isn't really the strong point of this movie. But if you think this is illogical, just wait and watch.
पिक्चर अभी बाकी है मेरे दोस्त.
Turns out the guy was none other than Vishu. Oh, surprise! हमें तो लगा था धनुष को कैमियो करने के लिए लाया होगा. Anyways, Rinku already has a boyfriend named Sajid, and Vishu is already engaged, so they decide to just play along till Sajid arrives. Vishu and Rinku go to Delhi, stay at a boys' hostel where nobody says anything about what a girl is doing there, and then subsequently go to Chennai where Rinku wrecks Vishu's engagement with a completely forced item number. But surprisingly, Vishu doesn't give a damn about his fiancée whom he supposedly loves and has spent so many years with. Instead, he instantly dumps her for Rinku because he has started falling for her. That's a truckload of loyalty for you right there, ladies and gentlemen. But unfortunately, Vishu knows Rinku loves Sajid and hence it would never work between them. That is when the elephant in the room arrives. I mean, quite literally, the guy arrives on a giant VFX elephant. But here comes the big plot twist that may have been interesting if you had not seen it happen in movies 1,000 times already. Spoiler alert, Sajid is actually imaginary, just in case you couldn't tell from the elephant in middle of Delhi street. But that's not all. Sajid is actually Rinku's dad, who for some reason has turned into her lover and protector. I mean, I can already see Freud having a gigantic orgasm in heaven, but it would be kind of a turn off for him to see how the entire issue was dealt with. Vishu and his friend Mandy, who had to say I am a psychiatrist at least 3 times in the film to make it clear, decide to cure Rinku with some weird antipsychotic pills that makes hallucinations sneeze. Yup, you heard that right. To make matters worse, the duo managed to bribe the entire crowd at Taj Mahal to randomly clap at Sajid's magic trick, which obviously doesn't work and makes Rinku realize her folly. Then she comes to terms with her past, falls for Vishu, blah 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 blah, the same routine. The real problem with the film is actually in its treatment of mental illness. Making psychosis a matter of joke with little to no research about how it impacts people is not only shameful, but a blatant insult to those who have to fight through this condition. It is pretty apparent that the filmmakers wanted to make a cheesy rom-com without even trying to properly represent the topic at hand. But at this point, my hopes of Bollywood getting mental illness right is as high as my hope for Barcelona winning a title this season. Sad. But this is one big request to every filmmaker in the industry. If you do not want to properly tackle an issue, don't make a film on it.
Okay.